Okay, welcome everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about just the kind of going over the rubric for Project 1. I've talked to a lot of you about this already, but I've answered the same several questions many times, so I'm just going to make a recording so that you'll know what I will say to you before you have to come talk to me about it. So, first of all, to get access to this information in Classcraft, you can see I'm on Classcraft here, go to your quests. Make sure you're in my class, Wilder Middle School Science. Then click Getting to Camp 1. You're going to click Project 1 Grant Proposal. And then your screen's going to look a little bit different than this. It should look like this. And you can see right here is the first thing. It's sort of a description of the project. These bullet points right here are really important. These are the things that need to be in your proposal section of the project. So you need to, this is basically what you're doing with the project. You need to define science and identify its limitations. You need to distinguish between the two types of variables, which is an independent and dependent variable, and also a control in your experiment. You need to identify which of the three types of scientific investigation it is and why you chose that type over the others. I'm not going to read all these, but you can go through and see which the important things you need in your proposal section. Also, this is new, we have these videos here. These are videos that I made. This is a description of what the project is and what a grant is, basically. And this is a video of me explaining what independent, dependent, and control variables are. Okay? So if you want to learn more about what you should be working on for the project, the first thing you should do is click Pages, or Project 1. That'll take you to Pages here. You can see this is basically just a list of all of the important things to get a good score on the project. These first two right here, this is just general what the project should look like. It should have an introduction, proposal, and conclusion section. And it has to be well organized and professionally made. That just means not silly, looks good. If you go back over here to the example, wait for that to pop up. Okay, you can see I have an introduction section, a proposal section, and a conclusion section. Okay, so that's the introduction, proposal, conclusion. You can see that this is organized and it's professional. There's no silly pictures or anything. So that's those first two bullet points. Let's see if I can pop up the other one. Okay, now these ones, these remaining bullet points, these are what needs to be in your proposal section. So a proposal is not just one paragraph. It's a bunch of paragraphs. Each paragraph is one of these bullet points, pretty much. So let's go back here to example. So first paragraph, I talk about my two variables and my control. Second paragraph, which type of scientific investigation it is. Third paragraph, I talk about my hypothesis for the experiment that I'm making and the difference between a law and a theory. Fourth paragraph is the technology I will use. Most people do a fifth paragraph or slide where you define science and talk about the limitations of science, and then you just write your conclusion. Okay? So let's go back to Classcraft here. Okay, so next question probably is, how will I be graded on this? So the rubric, this is exactly what I use to grade. So this score, you can see right here, if you average a 2 in each of your sections, you'll get an 80, and that's a passing grade. So you just need to average a 2 in order to pass. So for your 3 sections, that part of the rubric, this is how I grade you. For if you're being organized and professional, this is how I grade you. For talking about science and its limitations, this is how I grade you. You can see on and on down this list right here. So this is the exact same thing I use to grade your project. If you want to get a good grade, just do everything that's in the 4 column. Have all 3 sections obvious and well marked. Use high school level professionalism and organization. Understand science and accurately state its limitations. Do all those things and you'll get a good score. Okay? So as I've said before, your project doesn't need to look exactly like this. You could do a slideshow, something, or even a movie, something else. But make sure it has all of these sections, and then you can get a good score on your proposal.